that Gen Z will be less than it could be permanently. I think that Gen Z is not, even if we look at them in 30, 40 years, my prediction is they'll be less successful than they would have been if they had normal human childhoods. So I think we will see a permanent effect on Gen Z.
But that's a tragedy, John.
Oh, this is the greatest destruction of human capital in human history. We've taken an entire generation globally. We've taken away what they need biologically to develop, risk exposure, hanging out time. We've taken all that away and given them something unnatural. It's completely insane that when puberty starts, which is around 11 or 12 for girls and around 13 or 14 for boys, basically when we give them a phone and say, how about no more real world experience? How about you spend 10 hours a day on this thing? And just as if we gave our kids alcohol every hour, that would disrupt neural growth. Well, I would say giving them 4 hours a day of video games for the boys or 5 hours a day of video games for the girls, it's going to disrupt neural growth. But it doesn't mean that each kid in Gen Z is condemned to a life of anxiety, because the human brain is quite malleable up through 25. And even after that, we can all learn new thinking patterns and new behavior patterns. The millennials were different in the way that every generation is different. So every generation has stereotypes of the one after them. They're soft, they're self-involved. That's been true for since about the 16th century. Once you get modernity, you get rapid change. Each generation thinks the one behind it is defective. But that's always been the case. What we have here is something very new. Gen Z is not just that they're different; it's that they're really anxious, fragile. They have no attention to focus on things, and they're just not very effective. I mean, they're so anxious, and they're always taking days off, and they don't take initiative on things, and they expect others to come and fix things. I mean, so Gen Z is not integrated into the workforce well. None of this is their fault. This poor generation, they were the first that were completely deprived of play, and then they were the first to go through puberty on smartphones, and then